Leadership, obviously a huge issue. We need more inspirational leadership out there. I actually went to your website, Tracy, not long ago, .com, and subscribed to your newsletters. Got 7, I think it was the 7 responsibilities of leaders.
Right.
If we can just start with what is the sort of the number 1 responsibility of a leader, or if there's any other things that highlights of those 7 that you'd like to shed.
Okay, remember the umbrella concept. Is I read all these books about leadership and be a leader and everything else,
Yeah.
and I think a lot of them are nonsense. They're written by academics and they're written by consultants. A leader is a person who gets results, and their measure of leadership is how many results you get and how predictably you get results. And there is a wonderful osmotic process in our society, in the free market, in the private sector, is that if you get results at one level, you'll be given higher responsibilities to get results at a higher level and a higher level. And when you look at the presidents, I was reading an article about the head of one of your diamond companies here in London. This man is a billionaire, and he started off working at a jewelry store sorting stones and talking to customers. He now is one of the great diamond merchants of the world. I think his name is, maybe it's Graf or something like that. But here's a man who started off, and he was able to get results dealing with customers across the counter. And then he was able to get results helping other people in the store. And then he's built up, and now he's one of the most respected and richest men in the world because he still gets great results. And getting results is learnable. You can learn to get lots of results. So that's the umbrella. And then we talk about the 7 responsibilities of leadership, and they're all based on getting results. And number 1 is to set and achieve business goals. This is the primary responsibility of the leader, is to set and achieve business goals. So you must be crystal clear about your goals. The top managers I know in many entrepreneurial businesses set goals for sales for every day. Some companies set goals, especially in retail, for sales for every hour. And they're looking at the numbers. And a fixation on the numbers that measure your progress towards your goals causes you to improve in those areas. So they say, oh, sales were down this hour. What can we do to make this hour, which is after lunch, which is a slow hour, how can we improve our sales at that time? Could we send out a special offer at 11 o'clock, which expires at 2? In other words, they're always thinking in terms of small time increments, but they're always thinking about their sales and profitability goals. So that is the number 1 thing, which you've heard me talk about before. Yeah. Average managers are really unclear, and everybody around them is unclear. Key managers are crystal clear, and everybody around them is crystal clear about the goals. Everybody's pulling in the same direction, just like a sports team. They're very clear about what they have to do in soccer to make a goal. They don't run around the field and kick the ball here and there and shout at each other. No, they're absolutely laser focused on getting that ball into the net. And that's the job of the manager. Yeah. Nobody else is responsible for that.
Okay, great. You also wrote a book on how the best leaders lead.
Yes.
Is there any key insight that we can take from that?
Well, my favorite word in management is clarity. My favorite word in life is clarity. The greater clarity you have with regard to what you're trying to accomplish, the faster you'll achieve it. Yeah. In fact, people with clear written goals and plans with priorities accomplish 10 times as much in life as people without. It's very simple. It's the 10 times factor. Then make sure that everybody that works with you is crystal clear about what job they're supposed to do. Be clear about your 3 most important tasks and help everybody else be clear about their 3 most important tasks. So you get everybody always working on the 3 most important things they can do. And you hire other people who can do the task at a lower rate than your best people. You free them up from small tasks so they can do the things that make the greatest contribution to your overall goals. Yeah. That's the job of the leader.
You mentioned Steve Jobs earlier in this interview, and we have other CEOs that are trying to model Steve Jobs and other, but for the aspiring CEOs or CEOs out there that are watching this video, is there any specific advice for them, or what you feel the best CEOs do? What is the sort of the job and activities of the best CEOs in the world?
Well, I studied this subject and written about it, but Jim Collins wrote a book, Good to Great, 5 years ago, still a top-selling book. And in that he identified the companies that go from good to great, and he found that they have 7 qualities, and one is quality was what he called a level 5 leader. Yeah. And a level 5 leader was a person who was actually pretty easygoing, not an egomaniac. Is often the public doesn't even know who the president of this massive company is. But this person is very clear about their goals, very determined to make the company successful, and is very supportive of all the people around them and helps them. They know that if I cannot get other people to do the work, I have to do it. So what they do is they select people very carefully. When we talked about selection and delegation, so they'll select very good people, and the rule is get the right people on the bus, get the wrong people off the bus, and then get the right people in the right seats on the bus. This is Jim Collins' formula. And so that's what the leader does, is the leader focuses on finding the right people to put in the right seats on the bus, and then they will drive the company forward.